Me, I don't proud to be in Europe. I'm not proud. I can't say that Europe is everything in Europe. My disappointment here in Europe is, when we see on television, on news, they just show us the beautiful part of Europe,
Okay.
the best part of Europe, but they don't show us the real Europe.
Changing the narratives with Mr. B.
How are you doing?
We're doing great. How are you?
I'm doing great. And you?
We are doing fine.
I can see you guys are doing great.
Yeah.
All right, so there's one or two questions that I want to ask of you. Before I will give you a little time to introduce yourself.
Yeah.
Although we are doing this to educate our people, especially Africans, West African in general. We are doing it just to share from our life experience here in Rome, in Europe. I believe that it takes only us that are here to be able to educate people outside.
Yeah, that's
You
right.
understand me now? So this is the reason why we are doing this for educational purpose. And before we turn back to you, good morning, good evening, good afternoon to you all my great viewers, depending on the place you are watching us from. We are back again with another episode of this program, Changing the Narratives, saying it the way it is in the city of Rome. We are here with two of our big brothers from West Africa, although they are going to introduce themselves by themselves. But one thing, before we turn to them to do that introduction, I want to quickly just advise you, stay tight to the end of this video, because as we do say, we do reserve the
Africa.
best to the end.
East Africa.
East Africa.
We are from East Africa,
Okay, not
Kenya.
okay, East Africa.
Kenya.
Just imagine, I generalize it to West Africa. Okay, from East Africa. Sorry, you will do the proper introduction yourselves. Okay, just as you said, we are urging you to stay tight to the end of this video, because as we do say, we do reserve the best to the end. Without wasting much of your time, let us turn to our brothers here as they introduce themselves. Please, can you introduce yourself to the audience?
Yeah, by the name I'm Mohammed. They call me Moha. I'm from Kenya, coast of Kenya, in Mombasa, Kenya.
Okay, like how long have you been here now?
It's 5 years. I'm in Italy and I live in South Italy, Bari.
Okay. Sir, can you introduce yourself to the are you?
My name is MC Philip, and I live here in Rome.
Like how long have you been here now?
6 years. 6.
Okay, so before I talk back to you, like when you were in Kenya, right?
Yeah, we're from Kenya.
Okay, so what were you doing?
In Kenya, I was a tour operator. I was organizing tour all over the Kenya. I was dealing with Italians.
Promote Moha Safaris.
Yeah,
Let's go.
You can see my website, Moha Safari Kenya.
Okay.
I was organizing safari in Kenya. Then I met my wife. She's Italian.
Okay.
I was her tour guide in Kenya. Then I married her. That's why I'm in Italy.
Okay.
Because
you
I
met her in Kenya.
in Kenya.
Is it online or
No, as a tour guide.
Oh.
Then she loves our culture. She loves everything. Every year she was in Kenya 3 times a year. So then we decide, because in Africa we have less opportunity and everything. So we decide to move in Italy, in Europe. So now I'm struggling. I'm hustling here in Europe to just help my family back in Africa.
Okay. You? And what were you doing when you were in Africa? You were in Kenya. You were still from Kenya, right?
Yeah. Me, I was. We are friends even in Kenya. So, yeah, he was working with. He's a very good tour guide. You guys should follow. If you want to go to Kenya and you need a tour guide, he's your man. He's the man for the job. So me, basically, I was doing manual jobs and in the coast. So yeah, and fortunately I came here. Yeah.
Okay.
Because in Watamu or coast region of Kenya, there's a lot of Italians.
Okay.
So everything that surround our coast or our village, it's full of Italians.
Okay.
That's why we contact Italians. We have many opportunities to work with Italians before come to Italy.
Okay. All right. Okay, like let me me turn to you first, sir. I believe when you were in Kenya, then you have a vision towards this Italy, as in maybe what we are seeing on television or what we are hearing about this very place, right? You know, what you hear or what you are being told is different from what you are seeing with your physical eyes, right?
Right, very right.
Like, since you came here now, since all these years, did you experience any disappointment to your expectation when you were back in Kenya?
Yeah. A bit. I thought it would be more easier.
Okay.
Yeah.
Like what in what area you find difficult and find life maybe a little bit stressful when you came here?
It's the language. Apart from him, he was good with the language. Language. I had to. Took me 2 years to communicate with the locals. So it was a learning. It took me some time to adjust, to integrate. Yeah, it took me time. Took me time.
And you?
Yeah, that's it's very good question. My disappointment here in Europe is, when we see on television, on news, they just show us the beautiful part of Europe,
Okay.
the best part of Europe, but they don't show us the real Europe where you struggle. We have road like Africa. Here, we are not equal.
Okay.
We are not equal with them. Every place you go, they discriminate us. Like in Africa, if you go in Africa, in hospital and all the places, first they come tourists, not us Africans. We are after them. But here in Europe, things are different. They are first, second, third, and everything. We are the last one. They don't respect us. Like if you go to some community like where we renew our document and everything, there's not even shelter where that we can sit. Even if it's raining, you'll just stand outside because we are Africans. But if you go like other offices where they go Italians, it's beautiful, it's nice. But every places where we Africans we have services from them, it's shit. This is some disappointment that we are seeing here in Europe. We are not equal with them. They just treat us like animals. If they see us, they just see us like, oh, those who sell drugs, and we pay taxes over here. We do many things and many positive things here in Europe, but they don't see us as a good citizen, those who pay taxes and everything. They don't see that. Yeah, they don't see us like that. They just see us like, you come from Nigeria,
Yeah.
I come from Kenya. Back home, we say, I'm from Kenya, Nairobi, from Nigeria. We are proud to be from Nigeria, South Africa. But here to them, we are all Africans. There's no Nigeria, there's no Kenya, all black people are just, we are Africans, yeah.
Okay, like because you said you in Kenya you deal more with Italian.
Yeah.
Because you have this kind of connections, inter-country connections, with
Yeah.
trading and all that.
Yeah.
Okay, like let me ask you this question. You were talking about the way we are being treated here.
Yeah.
Different from the way they treat their citizens.
Yeah.
Okay, like back in your country, the way you treat Italian,
Yeah.
I believe you have a lot and you have offices for Italians.
Yeah.
And the way you
We
regard
treat
their
them
citizens.
different.
How did you treat them?
Like if you go to hospital from where I came from Watamu. If I go from hospital, let's say from morning, 8 in the morning, I go to the hospital. I'm in the line. Then they arrive, these Italians. They'll go fast before, and I was there before them.
Yeah.
But they'll just pass me. They'll just
them-
go.
you people give them
Yeah,
that
you give
privilege.
them. Yeah, we treat them as angels and everything.
Kings.
We treat them very, very good. But here we are treated very, very bad. Very, very bad, and we know that.
But you now, person like you now that have experienced this kind of treatment here, If you should return back to your country now, how will your perspective towards this Italian be?
You know, the problem is, even if I go back to my country, I don't have the power to transform everything. But our country, we have many problems in our country that we need to change them. Because if we are in Nigeria, Nigerians are the first priority. Nigerians. But in Nigeria, you are in on your country, but they treat outsider well, but you outside Nigeria, they treat you very bad. First. Second, they show us that in Europe there's a lot of tall buildings. But the reality is, many of us here in Africa, they just give us 800 euro. 800 euro in Naira, I don't know how many Naira is that. But in Kenya, if you walk in Nairobi, they'll give you more than 800 euro in Kenya. So my advice from our Africans colleagues, those who are back home, you just study and stick to Nigeria. If you study well, you go to school, you'll earn more money in Nigeria than in Europe. Yeah, that's the reality. Here in people, they're sleeping here, my friend. You just go there, you'll see the Africans sleeping here, they struggle. All these are Somalis, they are here. They have nothing to eat. They just come here, blah, blah. We have nothing over here. At least back home, you have your mom, your sister, those who inspired by you. Those who, but here you are just all alone. You struggle, you have nothing. It's just a shit life. Me, I don't proud to be in Europe. I'm not proud. I can't say that Europe is everything in Europe. Here we struggle, we hustle. Life is not easy here in Europe.
Okay, so let me turn back to you. Like, I don't know the kind of job you are doing here, right, presently, right? Okay, like, just figure it out. Like, you are still in Kenya right now, presently, right? And you are doing the same job with the same energy that you are working with right here. Do you believe that your life will be better off than the way it is with you right now, as you are even working here?
If I did the same job as the same job I do here.
The same job like you are doing here today, you are using the same energy and determinations to work the way you are working here, hustling here in Europe. Do you believe that your life future will be much better than being here?
I don't know. I don't know how to answer that because I'm a firm believer that as hustle doesn't depend on where you are. It depends on the mindset and how lucky you are.
Okay.
There are people in Kenya that are doing better than me. So I can't
Predict anything.
Yeah. There are people who have never stepped a foot here in Europe, but they come for holiday. Yeah, so
Just come for holidays here.
they come for holiday. I had my friend who has a touring company. He came here to Rome. He wanted the best hotel to stay in the best.
I mean, you don't live in Europe.
The best in Kenya was looking for the best hotel to stay in Europe. Not just a hotel, just the best. He's a friend of yours.
So
Okay, like you now, do you have any disappointment coming here to you in a person?
I believe it is better. It is better than back home.
Okay.
It is better. It is better. The difference is like night and day.
Why?
It's better because they have minimum wage, taxes. The system, I believe it works better than, even though they complain, the locals, but I believe on my perspective, health is free. In back home, health is not free. Yeah, health is free, so we should stop complaining and thank. Of course, there's white privilege. It will never end. A white person is treated better, like he said, but it stems from generation ancestors. So at least we're even better now. There was a time you couldn't even marry a white woman. You could not even have mixed babies were, people should do the research. We came from far, we're going, the process is slow, but we are slowly going there. Back then, you couldn't see any black guy here in Rome. Now we feel more safe because when you come here, you know you're surrounded. I don't know. I, I don't know if I think different. I have mixed opinions on the whole subject.
Yeah. Everybody has his or her own opinion. My opinion will not definitely not be your opinion, and the way I see things will not really be the way you see it. Honestly, because what I'm experiencing presently might not be what you are experiencing. The opportunity that I meet here might not really be opportunity that you meet here. We have different experiences, right?
Yeah,
You
yeah.
have to understand that.
No, you know, another problem is this man he lives in Rome.
Okay.
Me, I live in Bari,
In the village.
in the village. So it's true. We have two different, you know, because he lives in Rome. You see how many Africans are here.
Okay.
But where I'm staying,
Okay.
I'm the only black man.
True.
Where I'm staying, I'm the only black man. First. Second, it's in the village. Here it's the capital city. People here, even Italians, those who live here,
Yeah.
they have open mind. But I come the village.
Very
inside the
true.
village. I'm the only black man.
You are easily figured out in any.
I'm the only black man in my village. People there, they are not educated like Roma. Here, people, they are very educated. People, they know that we are all equal. But there are people, they don't go even to school. Where I'm staying in Bari, people, they don't go to school. They don't speak Italian. They don't know how to speak Italian. Sorry. Sì? Pronti? Niente. Mi dica. Mo stavo... Manca 5 minuti, no? Ok, mo vengo. Ciao. Yes, man, tell me. I have now, after 2 minutes, I have to run. So this is my problem, you know? This man, he lives in Rome. Rome is capital city of Italy. People of Rome, they are more educated.
More civilized.
Yeah,
more experienced.
here there's a lot of Africans. Here there's a lot of life. But where I'm staying, I have different opinion. Because I stay in village, I'm the only black man standing over there. So they treat me very different. Like here
I
it's,
can imagine.
Yeah, you are quite right.
So that's my opinion. Here the roads, you see the roads how they are. But the village there, it's like you know, golf field. A lot of holes. The roads.
You never believed that it exists.
No, it's not. If I just video call my family and say that I'm in Europe, they don't believe me. They
Because
just
of
don't,
the way-
because the way it is. Because the way you see how I'm talking now, it's because of olive tree. There is like how 5,000 olive trees. That is not town, my friend. If you live where there is 5,000 trees, there is something wrong with that place. You are in the forest. You're still in the forest.
You are very right. You are very right. Okay, like in general, like the conclusion of this very interview, there are still a lot of people who are in Africa right now, maybe in Kenya right now,
Yes.
that have something doing.
Uh-huh.
They are engaged either in study or in businesses, have money and all that, but they have this notion about Europe that without being in Europe, it's like they are not fulfilled. They want to sell their businesses, they want to do away with everything just to enter Europe. Like to those people, what would be your advice to them?
My advice to them is, if you have opportunity to study in Africa, just study in Africa, just do your things in Africa. Europe, just come for holiday. Or if you just get the opportunity to come in Europe on the right way, but don't risk your life taking boats, just risking your life for Europe. But if you get some opportunity, you just come and see for yourself. Because I can't say it's bad, it's good, it's because everyone knows their problems. So if you get the right opportunity, Like someone just tell you, let's go, just want you work for me, or you get a wife that will give you a passport to come. But if you need to start away with a boat, coming, risking your life, that's not good.
And you,
I'm not advising that.
Final advice to people out there.
Now I have to run, guys.
Chase the bag. Chase the bag. Wherever you are, chase
Siamo
the
Ramiro.
bag.